Hi everybody, welcome back to the Sound for More channel. Today we are going to explore the song section here in the middle of Korg Gadget 3. Before I continue, I would like to remind my viewers to subscribe as it helps with growing the channel. Thank you very much. Okay, so the first thing I would like to do is to ensure we have a new project. So you've seen these in other tutorials, so hopefully you know how to do that. And let's also choose a gadget like Chicago here. Okay, perfect. So we've gone through the basics of the UI, and we started to look also at the clip inside here, where in the previous tutorial we looked at the piano roll. Today I want to focus a little bit more on the sound section, which you find here, okay, in the middle between the console here or the mixer view and scenes and track and the corresponding clips. Okay, so before we'll delve into it, let's create something. So let's go inside and create a bit like this. Okay, perfect. Perhaps we change the type of preset as well. Let's click play so that we have something to play with. Okay, let's leave it like that. Perhaps I could have chosen to make it a little bit lower as well. So you can do that. You can, of course. Okay, that's fine. So as you can see, I have now a track 1, I have a gadget Chicago, and I have a scene here, which the name of the scene is 1. And you can see the content of these, which is a clip. Of course, I can create a new track. I can click on the plus here. I can bring in, for example, drums with a London gadget, and you see track number 2 there. And of course, I can go inside that track, and I could start creating, for example, if I go and draw, also a track for drums, like so, as an example. Okay. So nice and simple. It's very, very straightforward to actually do. One thing you can also do, if you click and hold here on the track, you can assign a category like so, but you can also click on edit. And if you go on edit, of course, you can change the name yourself and then you click save. So that's nice. You can see here it's one row, which is called the scene. So when I click on it will start to play this scene, which is number 1, which will play all the clips here for all the tracks. All the clips corresponding to this scene horizontally for all individual tracks. It doesn't matter how many they are, will be triggered. You also see a symbol here for repetition. Of course, at the bottom here, if you click on the loop or repetition here, it will stop once. In reality, what it does, it plays this scene here, and then it moves to the next one. Of course, there isn't one, another one, so it will stop there. Now you have an option here, which is called the loop, and if you turn it on, in this case, is not repeating necessarily that scene, is going through all the scene and then start again. But because there is only one scene, then of course it looks like it's repeating. It will be repeating only that particular scene. Now you have a number of buttons here below. Of course, this second one, I started from this one, is a duplication of that scene. So you click on it and it duplicates it. And you can see also the name. It says 1 copy, so it's a copy of the one above. The plus sign instead add one scene. it doesn't copy it. You see, you don't have content on the clips. Therefore, now if I click on the scene here, it will play this scene, then this scene, and then this one where there is nothing as events in the different clips for each of the 2 tracks. And therefore, you will not hear any audio. And then because loop is... So that hopefully explains how the basics of creating and duplicating a scene and the concept of clips here, the tracks and the scene associated, okay, with them. In order to further work on what you have on the screen, you need to click on the function button here below. So when you click on it, the screen changes. First of all, let's start on each individual clip. You have a button to clear. So I go on this one and I click clear. It asks me, are you sure? Click again, and then it has cleared the clip. Indeed, if I press again on the function button, you can see that now this one is empty. Originally, this scene was a copy of this one, so you had the drum bit here or pattern here, but I have cleared it. Now, I can go back to function. You can see there is not an undo button, which is interesting. I think they could add that. But anyway, I could go to the clip above, copy that. So I click on copy. Now it's asking me a destination. So I can click on this one, but I can click more than one destination, like so. And then I select paste. And now if I click function, you can see I copied this clip onto this one and onto this one as well. Okay. So let's click on the function again. So we have seen clear, we have seen copy. You can also mute a clip. So you click on that one. So when I play this scene, it will play the drum. So hopefully it makes sense. So here where you heard the bass and the drum, here you heard only the bass because I muted the drum, and here you didn't have the bass, so you heard only the drum, which wasn't muted. Click again on the function. You can see you can unmute just clicking on the mute button. You can see the color changing as well. You have also this one bar sign. Click on it, and it gives you the option that we have seen in the piano roll or edit screen. To increase the number of bars, changing the play mode, changing the grid settings, etc. So up to you if you want to do that. Additionally, if you want to insert, for example, a scene between the first and the second one, the way that you can do that is clicking on insert here, like on the first column, which corresponds to the scene. You click insert, and you can see here that you have inserted a blank scene. Okay. I should say also that if you click and hold, you can also drag and drop each of the scene up and down so you can move them. Again, click on the function. You can delete this particular scene here. If you do it on the column corresponding to the scene, you can delete that scene, as you can see. You can select that scene. And that's important because then you can click on this or multiple, and then you can duplicate here. And that's the way that you duplicate different scene or specific scene after you have created the first one. Okay. Back to the function. You have one last option here, which it says 4 times 4 times 1. So if you click on it, what happens, it gives you this additional option. So you have the name that you can change here for the scene. You have the time signature. You can also decide how many times it will be repeated. More importantly, you can also enable a different tempo, which I'll show you in a moment. And then you can do fade in and fade out, and you can establish the percentage as well, which is really great. So let's delete these scene at the end here, so that we have 3 identical scenes. Now we go on to the middle one, and we click on the option here. And let me show you the scene tempo. So we enable it, and let's decrease the tempo. I leave smooth off for now. Now let me show you. So as you can see, when it goes to the second scene, this one called one copy, it has a lower tempo. So that scene has a specific tempo, which is absolutely great. But you can see an abrupt change between a fast tempo and a slow tempo. So a way to avoid that is to go here again on that scene and enable the move. And let me show you how. Because the second scene has move enable for a different tempo, the previous scene is slowing down. But the second scene is not accelerating to the tempo of the third one. In order to achieve that, if that's what you want to do, go to the next scene and enable move there. Okay? And now, let's try again. Slow it down. And as you heard, it has been accelerating here towards the end of this scene because I had smooth enable on the third scene. Okay, other things that you can do, click here on the first one, and I say that we want to do a fade in of up to 100%. Okay, and let's listen. So as you can hear, there was a fading in terms of volume for the entire scene for all the tracks. Equally, you can go to the third one and do, for example, a fade out, which of course you can also change the curvature, the percentage here as well, if you like, in terms of curvature. Okay, so you can do that. So let's fade out, start from here. In this case, you have a fade in here and a fade out on the third scene. So that works pretty well. Now, let's say that I want this third scene being repeated twice. I go here and I say repetition 2. Okay? So now let's try this one. You can hear the fading out was still applied, but this scene has been repeated twice because I had enabled here repeat 2. And as I mentioned, you can change the signature as well if that is what you are interested. Okay, I'm going to stop here. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial.